This is more interesting personality tier list, guys. This is more interesting personality tier list. Like, for example, when you're rating movies that you enjoy, you rate movies that resonate with you emotionally, generally, highly. Even if they're not always great emotions. Like a horror movie could be really high on your list, even though it scares the crap out of you. Because it resonates with you. It provokes something good or bad in you a lot. Like, for example, this could be a tier list of like when this player says a voice line, how much attention are you paying to what they're being said? Not always. That's not a perfect metric, but it's kind of get what I'm saying. I watched a really good SVB video on like why Kiriko has no personality. I was like, yo, it's so true. I freaking hate Kiriko's personality. So I figured this might be kind of fun. Now, there's a couple of biases that we have to be aware of. Number one is, bigger is better. Usually when it comes to personalities, I don't know what it is about our perception. Like even think about like acting. People tend to want to think the best actor is the one with the most a blatant outgoing personality, the one that does something the craziest, whoa, that people are going to be biased towards that. And I think we're going to be biased towards that in this tier list. We'll also be biased towards things that are the characters that we like playing, right? So like, hey, if we don't like this character because we don't like the character, we don't like the personality. It's going to be a tough read though. Bastion could either be like really good because it's like, he's like no longer the robot. He's got like this whole personality. He's kind of saucy, with it. I think we should put like Bastion in like here for now, but only because I can see like either argument, His interactions are pretty funny. It's just hard. He's got a lot of personality for a robot. Cassidy is like, oh yeah, A tier because it's like it's a personality that's like pretty popular, like saucy Western dude. Like there's this entire movie series about that whole personality, But he's just a cool dude. So like just Cassidy. So I would say probably B tier, but I feel like there's a little bit of I don't know. It's hard because I'm like, oh, Matthew, it's like, this is like a compilation of like story and voice lines. And honestly, I am going to include voice acting into this as well, because I do think it has a play. I don't want to try and isolate the voice acting. He could feel a little bit basic though. I don't feel like there's a ton of nuance to it. Amazing. But yeah, it does. Matthew Mercer does a phenomenal job. I would say put Cassidy above Bastion for right now, maybe A tier. I do want to try and get these at least somewhat in order. All right, this shouldn't be a hot take, but I mean, it's not so much that she's annoying, but it's also that there really is nothing to her. It's just, she's just an annoying character, cringe, yeah. The only reason that she's not lower is because she actually has a personality that makes some sort of sense. Let's not mess around. Let's just go ahead and just do this because that's just, it's gonna be there. You don't talk about it. She doesn't act like there's just nothing there. Yeah. So let's just go ahead and put that there. Okay. Bit of a hot take. You guys ready for a hot take? If you had asked me an early, I would have said like, dude, this guy's amazing. He's so cool. He's got all like this complicated past with his brother. But like, he really is. He's pretty basic boy now. I don't think it's necessarily bad, but I feel like he's just kind of like developed as a person, and then now he's just kind of is. He doesn't have a lot of personality. Even I've got to the point, remember, even when I was a super like crazy Genji main, I just didn't like his voice lines or voice interactions. It was just very dry. Very dry. I don't feel like he has a lot of personality. Have some water. You mind? Thank you. Dang it. I think Genji's just kind of dull. I think he's got a great character arc, but I don't find his personality all that interesting. I think you guys are confusing character arc with personality. Character arc is a part of your personality because it develops your personality, but I think where he is at right now, he's not a very interesting person in terms. Dang it. Now Hanzo, I think has a much more interesting personality, right? Partially because his character arc is still going, right? But he's bitter. I think even in Overwatch 2, you see him start to evolve a little bit. He's arrogant. He has standards. He's bitter, but he's also trying to do the right thing. Maybe a low A. I'm going to put him in low A for now, but we can maybe bump him to B. Now, I will say this, that I wouldn't necessarily say that a lot of the Overwatch personalities are like super unique. It's not like you're going to find an Overwatch personality that you're never going to find in any like literary. I'm not comparing Overwatch to like really good books or really good movies, because obviously there's not really a good comparison. I think a lot of the characters in Overwatch are kind of caricatures, but I don't think that's. I mean, it's a video game, guys. Like it's not War and Peace. You know what I'm saying? This isn't the Grapes of Wrath or Steinbeck. This is just a video game. So Junkrat. Now again, this is where I talked about like the. All right. Hot take. This one you guys are gonna hate me for. They ruined him, guys. They ruined him. Obviously caricature, right? But they ruined him. Nah, you guys are tripping. He's not S tier in Overwatch 2. Bro, dude, think about what they've leaned into with Overwatch 2. He's a complete nutcase. He's like too nice in Overwatch 2. He's all like goofy and dumb. He's like dumb. I liked when he had a little bit of an edge and he was a little bit more intelligent in Overwatch 1. Put the whole cast in B tier. I mean, to be fair, that's kind of, but yeah, but like I feel like they've taken a lot of edge off of his personality. I think that he's a lot more. He gives the impression of being a lot stupider and a lot more well-meaning, which is like I don't like that direction. I want some attitude with it. Yeah, if I put everybody in B tier, we'll have to shift everything else. I would have said A tier, maybe even S in Overwatch 1. But they made him super vanilla. Lucio, guys, Lucio, what do we do? What? I'm thinking like low B. A. I don't know what to do. I freaking hate this. B. Dude, I'm gonna do it. I'm putting him in B. We're gonna have to readjust this. Oh gosh, guys, dude. I feel May's the same thing, bro. Dude, is May not like Genji? Like has serious trauma and is just nice about it? I just feel like May and Genji are just the same person. They've just been through some serious messed up stuff and then they're just kind of nice. I'm not saying that the personality is bad. It's just not a very interesting one. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Maybe don't focus on lore as much. But bro, the lore is the only thing that they have got going for them. Like they don't have. If we didn't give lore, I'd just immediately drop Mei and Genji to like C tier. That's my point. Well, lore is part of it. It's just not the whole story. If lore was all of it, Mei and Genji would be like S tier. Even Mercy is the same thing. Like I think Mercy is actually okay, personality-wise, but not super interesting either. Well, and okay, let's just go ahead and get this one done. I get this one done. I mean, Mercy has a little bit of sauce. Mercy definitely has like kind of impatient, pretty intense. Like she's better than Diva for sure. Pharah is terrible. Pharah is terrible. Pharah has no personality. Tell me one thing about Pharah's personality. Tell me one thing. I'm begging you to tell me what Pharah's personality is. Yeah, exactly. Shoot, like there's just nothing there. Divas is like really annoying, but there's nothing there. She has a mother. I'm not as familiar with Reaper stuff. A tier? Maybe. Kind of feels like a more bitter, edgier Hanzo. Less emotional, more bitter, maybe. He's just very blunt. Yeah. Blanking, already A tier. Yeah. It's just more interesting. I think Ryan is obviously, S tier. Definitely a caricature. But the funny thing about Ryan's caricature is Ryan's a caricature and everybody in the game knows it and it doesn't matter. Ryan rocks the caricature. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody knows he's a total cornball, but that's part of what makes it. Everybody, even in game, they know he's a cornball, but it's what makes him appealing. You know, it's not. You don't have to be a super nuanced. I have multiple layers to my personality. I'm a teenager, and you just don't understand me. Like you don't need that to have an interesting personality. You could be a total caricature, but he's very genuine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think it's good. And I actually think Roadhog is a solid B. I think Roadhog is a solid B. From the limited voice lines that we have a pretty good guess about. There's no guessing about like second guessing about what he is. I think Roadhog is okay. He's also racist to Omnix. That's true. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of things do have bigger personalities. That is true. What do you guys think about Roadhog? Roadhog is interesting to me. I think Roadhog could deserve a B. Again, we're gonna have to shift this all around. If B tier gets like super polluted, we'll have to move stuff up and down. We've got a lot of bitter old men. I got a lot of bitter old men. What's up, young humble?
Homework is cheeks.
Sorry. Dude, look. I don't know. Maybe like, I don't find Soldier as interesting as Hanzo or Reaper. I'll say that. Maybe put him behind Cassidy. He's definitely not as interesting. He can't be above Bastion. Oh, I'm definitely going to split B tier, yeah. But I'm going with my heart right now. Soldier's terrible. Okay. But like doesn't own it. That's actually a fair criticism. Yeah, you guys are influencing me. Okay, Symmetra. I think Symmetra's kind of underrated. I like her sauce. Dude, I think Symmetra, at least in Overwatch 2, is a lot more saucier and a lot more confident and very direct. I think Symmetra is fairly unique. Nah, you guys are letting your character bias. You don't like the hero, but the character itself is pretty good personality, I feel like. She's like, do no harm, but she's got a little bit of a, I don't think she's girl boss. I don't get the impression that she's girl boss at all. Am I the only one? I don't get the impression that I understand the girl boss criticism, and that's why people like Pharah and Kiriko do so low. But I don't get the impression that she's girl boss. I get the impression that she's very confident, like a Moira or an Ana, but I don't get the impression that she's girl boss. Lifeweaver added a lot to her. That's true as well. I think so too. Okay, this is going to be spice, but I'm going to put her in either high B or low A. I think she's only developed more. In Overwatch 1, probably a C. Honestly, a C. But in Overwatch 2, I think she's got better. She's a corporation. That's the thing, right? She does a lot of messed up. She's got some questionable takes for sure. She's got some super questionable takes. The whole thing about like order and stuff is like super sussy, That's what makes her interesting. Torb, Torb is just like more wholesome, more generic Reinhardt. Not a bad thing. I just don't think he's like as interesting. I think Torb is fine. Torb is just a genial, I would say like a B, to be honest. I don't find Torb that interesting. He's a little bit smarter than Reinhardt. He's a little bit more self-aware. I would say maybe low A or high B. What do you guys think? It seems a little bit smarter, like a little bit more self-aware in Overwatch 2. Reinhardt's totally lacks self-awareness. Yeah, I will say that she does own the cringe. That is true. She's definitely cringy, but she's a lot. It fits her a lot better. I would say I'm thinking like high B or low A maybe. And Tracer lore does go deep. Yeah, that's true. I'll put her in low A for now. I kind of find Widowmaker interesting, personally. She's definitely OTP, you know, personality-wise, but it's unusual. It's unusual. It's not something that you see, at least I see it a lot, in like total psychopath. No, you know, but yet somehow very self-aware, right? Very self-aware. Very good backstory. But like I said, very self-aware. It's like she knows, but it doesn't matter. Well, the point, Lunatic, is that I think there's a clear gap for me between like a Cassidy and a Genji, at least right now. Yeah. Maybe A. I think A tier. I think I would put her here. Okay, I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna commit the crime. I'm gonna commit the war crime. I'm gonna commit the war crime. He's just a less interesting Reinhardt. maybe B tier with backstory. Maybe the B tier with backstory, but he's just not that interesting, guys. He's just not that interesting. He just isn't that interesting. There just isn't a lot there. Like he's a nice guy and he's very brave, and it's just not that interesting. No, I'm not. It's the thing. Yeah, you'd hang out with him. But like in terms of, like, I wouldn't hang out with Reaper or Widow. But you know, evaluate Zarya. Zarya is like, I would say C tier as well. She's just like Soldier to me. She's fine. She does fine, but there's nothing super interesting about. There's nothing super interesting about Zarya. Zen, I think, is overrated. I think Zen is good, and I'm a Zen abuser. Zen is my main, has been for a long time. But I will put Zen in a low A or high B. I just don't. I think he's interesting. Nah, dude, no. But he's. I don't find him as interesting. I don't find him as interesting. Like that's kind of what we're going for here. This isn't like a personality tier list, you know, in terms of like how good are their personalities, like objectively good, because otherwise Widow and Reaper would be like an F tier. They're awful, right? But it's like how interesting, right? Zen's interesting. Interesting. I think was it the thing with Mandata and the PvE that was interesting with him? But I don't think he's S tier. He's definitely not very clear, but definitely seems like a little bit of a psychopath. Like he just doesn't care at all. Like at all. Like Junkrat seems kind of like off his goop, but even in his Overwatch 1, seems like he was somebody who could like, he probably had a heart. Roadhog, I don't even know. Roadhog is either like a giant softie inside or just total psychopath. Maybe a little bit of both. I do think Ana is S tier. I think Ana might even be above Reinhardt. I think Ana is just like, she's processed everything as best as she can. She's done some not super great things. She's trying to do the right thing. She's been through a lot. She's very mature about it. I think Ana is really good. Ana is really good. She's not just the mother. She is not just the mother with an edge. She is a lot more than that. Nah. You guys haven't paid attention to enough voice lines. I play enough Ana. The voice interactions show that there's a lot of complexity with her character. Not just an edgy mama. Trust me, I'm Arab and I think Ana's brain. I mean, fair point. Like this is as close to a subjective tier list as you possibly can. I think there's some things that are objective about this, little details, but very little of this is going to be objective. I think Spilo just likes old people. Okay, listen, okay? I'm not saying nothing, okay? Sombra? Maybe low C because she is actually funny sometimes. Her whole point is being annoying, though. Yeah, but she doesn't rock it as well as Tracer, and I don't know. So, and I think she's also not as good in as new stuff. I'm not as good. Orisa, like F tier in Overwatch 1, but now she's a lot more interesting. Low B. Yeah, she's definitely more interesting in Overwatch 2. Genji voice interaction. Oh, they get the javelin. Or so whatever that voice line out cracked me up, dude. First time I heard that. Yeah, they get the javelin. That was excellent. I was great. Yeah, I think she's interesting enough. I'll put her in low B for now. That might be C in a second once we shake this all out. Doomfist I find relatively interesting. Start running, right? Yeah. Doom has to be, I think, either high B or low A. Yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, Doom is pretty good. Dang, dude. I don't know. Doom is definitely A. He's a little over the top for sure, but you can say that about some of the A. I think A. He's just such a hard read, you know? Like, I don't know, like what's going on in his brain? You know what I'm saying? You don't know. And if the thing is, it's not like Kiriko or Pharah where you don't think there's anything going on in there, or Soldier. It's only one thing going on there. It's like what's his motivation? You know what I'm saying? He seems like so cold, and yet you feel like he feels a little like Hanzo, but harder to read. You know, like what are your motivations? I feel like it's not just selfish. I don't think it's selfishly motivated. I think that there's something going on, you know? Yeah, exactly, DePriest. Yeah. I like Doomfist a lot. I just think it's a little like Reinhardt. It's a little like Reinhardt where, yeah, she's not the most complicated person in the world. Let's be honest. She's going to do it and you're going to deal with it. But she just does it so well. It's just so funny. Dude, I can't help it. All the old people are funny. Dude, Moira's just so saucy, man. She's just like, her delivery is so good. And the voice acting is, oh my gosh, is so good. Did you know that her voice actor or actress is the Mon Mothma in Star Wars? In the newer Star Wars, the younger Mon Mothma. But she's just great, man. She's great. It's the best part about her character is her yeah, and Andor, yeah. Just so good. I mean, come on, guys. It's also not an accident that all these guys are like really good voice acting too. Also, these guys too. I mean, are any of these mid voice acting? I don't think any of them. I think these are all great voice acting, right? All of them are great. Let's talk about how I'm going to use you. In the upcoming battle, I mean, perhaps. Yeah, exactly. Come on, man. That's gold. All of her combat voice lines go so hard too. Okay. Brig has matured a little bit. Brig was yet another cringy, corny. I just no. But I do think Brig has matured a little bit more. I think Brig is like a solid C. Both lame in a good way. Yeah. And we know more about her personality. I mean, part of this might also just be the lore is not as developed in some of these characters, you know? She could be good, exactly. Yeah. I do think Hammond is S tier. I think Hammond is a variation of the Moira. I think Hammond is a variation of the Moira. Again, he's got the sauce. There's not a lot else to him, but that's all he needs. I think with Hammond, though, maybe I'm being super corny. I don't want to be like, reading way too much into it. But like, man, I don't want to be like some Tumblr, like, theory crafter here, but it feels like Hammond has like a little bit of like, he's like, I feel like, I don't know, Hammond feels like he got burned by somebody, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Hammond got his feelings hurt and is like kind of like taking it out, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's just me. Oh wait, it was. Okay, so yeah. Yeah. I feels like he's taking it out on somebody. You know what I'm saying? I think Hammond is a bit of a product of his environment, you know, and a bit of bitterness, but he doesn't seem like a bad guy. But he's just freaking hilarious. Moira is just through and through evil, but Ball is pretty great. Yeah, I think Ball is a good one. And of course, the voice acting is just phenomenal, and the fact that it's literally a guy making the whistle noises is just crazy. Ashe does the whole Sombra Pharah thing, but better. I think probably B tier. And I feel like her motivations are also a little more complex. I think her voice acting is pretty good. She doesn't have a lot of other ties to lore. That's her biggest weakness. It's hard to know what her deal is. I would say like C tier or low B. Yeah, Ashe's voice actress has done a ton of voice acting. She's one of the biggest voice actresses in the world. We've probably heard her in a trillion things. I would say it's okay. I think she is lacking a lot of nuance. Bap is an A. I wouldn't say S tier, but I think Bap is an A. Pretty saucy. He's likable. He's funny. He's pretty snarky. Bap is going to be a super controversial. I know some of you guys are going to be like, Bap is super boring. Bap is super interesting. But I think he's just a less interesting version of some of the characters that we have up here. Like Bap is like a younger, less interesting, less road beaten up Ana. Imagine Baptiste when older. He's going to act a little bit like Ana, but right now he's just not quite as interesting. He's not quite as layered. Yeah, he does have Riz. Yeah, ceiling enjoyer, but the thing with Bap's personality is that's mostly ironic. That's the thing. He's just doing it he's just doing it just because he thinks it's funny. You know, he's not serious about like Bap is self-aware, right? Exactly. Okay, I think okay, guys, please don't make fun of me. Please don't make fun of me. Please don't make fun of me. I just think Sigma's great. I know there's like old people up here. But dude, he's legitimately insane. They took a little bit of his edge off of him, which annoys me. I think Sigma could be the best character in the game if they hadn't made him a little bit like kind of like, ooh. But to be fair, some of his more like pleasant voice interactions are not bad. The Mercy, you guys have heard the voice. Yeah, the Iris we've met is hilarious. And it's kind of sad. You know, and the interaction with Mercy, you guys have seen the Mercy one, right? You've seen the Mercy one, right? Where he's like, oh, he just completely remember and he just forgets everything. And he goes, but Sigma or whatever what's his name is, like, that was years ago. Oh, yeah. He's just kind of, so he's like, even though he's a little bit less insane, he's a lot sadder, I think. He's a lot sadder than he was in Overwatch 1, I think. So it's like he loses some edge, but he gains some like, dude, that's actually sad, you know? Release me, yeah, that's intense. Yeah, I think, yeah. I do enjoy me some Sigma. Echo's okay. Echo's pretty inoffensive. Echo's inoffensive. I think like here. I agree. Interesting story, but her ult, the ult lines are interesting. No, I haven't, Pair. I'm gonna be honest. Like, this is far from perfect. I think Sojourn's kind of underrated. I think she's pretty boring, but I find her. I don't know why I find Sojourn so likable. I think she's kind of boring, but she's like so likable. I don't know why. I might have to be a little bit biased here. She's like the most likable, boring personality out there. She's just super chill. Yeah, she is super chill, you know? I think that people are gonna be like, oh, C, D tier, but dude, I don't know. I don't know why. I like her. I'm putting her in B tier, but I think it's all right. I like Sojourn. I've always liked Sojourn. She's a straight woman in a world of crazy characters, right? She's just like, yo, you guys are crazy. This is, I don't know. I think, but see, this is where like the bias comes in, because you guys are like, oh, crazy, insane characters only get S tier only, but sometimes just a straight man played really well is really good, and I think that, and I think her voice acting is good as well. I think she does a good job. Maybe low A because there isn't as much nuance with her with Reinhardt, but I also think it's just because there's not as much lore development. Yeah, that's true, Anima. That's true. I think a solid A. I think a solid A just because she lacks the nuance that some of the other characters has. She just doesn't have anything yet. We'll hold off, but we'll see. We could bump her up, but for right now, she's just A. She's just cool. She is super one-dimensional. Yeah, 100%. All right, you guys are convincing me. I'll put her right in front of Baptiste. All right, here we go, guys. I mean, you know it's coming. Like, honestly, Ram's just past Ryan. I think Ram above Ryan. Honestly, yeah, I could see Sigma above on it. Dude, Ram is just like, yeah, Ram is good. Ram is the bad guy that like he's just great. He is very, very complicated. The motives are there. The voice acting is on point. The synergy with his cooldowns and interactions is really good. I really think Ramattra. I don't like Ramattra as a character design very much, but his whole like personality and floor, it's just amazing. It makes me so sad. He even looks sick, you know? It's just, I think they kind of dropped the ball in the development section. He does have that passion, you know? Your miscalculation will cost you everything. Dude, you could put like the top 50, 40 voice lines and Ram would have like 10 of them. 12 of them. Just himself would have like 10 of them. It's vengeance and passion, but it's calculated. It's calculated, you know? He's just ice cold about his emotions. And I think that's what he's not emotionless like Widowmaker. He's not emotional like Reinhardt or Reaper. He's emotional, but with a delivery that feels emotionless, which fits exactly with his character design. He's a robot, you know? So it's crazy. I think Ram is above Zen. So, okay, Lifeweaver. I would have dropped him really low early on. I found him insufferable. Just obnoxious. But I think that spending more time listening to more of his voice lines, he does seem a little bit more self-aware with it. So I'm going to bump him into C tier. I still find him insufferable, but at least he's self-aware. He's self-aware. There's not a lot to him. I also like that he has the whole like the chaos, embrace the chaos, anti-synergy with Symmetra, which is interesting. I think some of his best interactions are with Symmetra. But he's just a troll and he knows it. And yeah. Why did you put Ball? I think she has potential. I think she has potential. I'll put her in just low. I'll put her in low C tier and just let her cook. She's just young. She just came out. She's very one-dimensional. She's very upset. Real men, when they wipe out their entire civilization, take it on the chin. She just can't handle that, I guess. But no, she's clearly like very upset and like trying to live with that. Give her some time to develop. We'll see what happens. Yeah, real dudes it's fine. Yeah. I hope she ends up in Talon. Yo, chat. What if she ends up in Talon, bro? That would be such, dude. What if she ends up in Talon and gets used by somebody and then becomes bitter? Like, dude, it could be like a little budget Darth Vader kind of a thing, you know? That would B tier immediately. That would be super interesting. Yeah. So yeah, it feels like the one-dimensional characters are less interesting, especially when they're not done as well. But one-dimensional does not mean that you can't be interesting. Case in point, Reinhardt can be very interesting. Also to a lesser extent, I think Ball. What if she becomes bitter? Dude, isn't it great? We're wishing trauma. Dude, what if she got traumatic? What if she got the trauma? What if she had PTSD, guys? Oh, let's go! PTSD! Mental trauma! Agony! Yes, guys! Yes! I feel like we're playing like, you know? What if she... Oh, dude, it'd be so sick. Yeah, dude, it's terrible. Dude, what if she killed somebody? On purpose, though, this time. Oh! Illari seems very vulnerable right now. Easy to manipulate. Yeah, exactly. That's 100%.